Welcome. We got another Sharkbites for you. It seems like we're doing this a lot more than we're doing our normal, uh, but that's just how life takes us at the moment. But just a little quick reminder, Shark Bites, we review uh, shows that we recommend to each other and movies as well. And we kind of just discuss it. This is a spoiler. It's not a spoiler-free review. So if it's a show that you plan on watching or movie you plan on watching, um, watch it first and then come and join us here. But today's show is my recommendation, which is why I am host. It is called The Secrets of the Silent Witch, or if you want the Japanese version, hopefully I can pronounce it correctly, Silent Witch Chinmoku no Majo no Kakushigoto. I think that's, hopefully I did okay there.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So, as rating wise, I guess, if you care for IMDb for anime ratings, it has a 7.5 out of 10, which is actually not bad for an anime on IMDb.
Yeah.
But the actual decent websites that do anime, My Anime List and AniList, they're actually the same score. It's 81% on AniList and an 8.11 out of 10 on My Anime List.
Is that pretty good for those sites?
Yeah, anything above like an 8, in my personal opinion, on My Anime List is a show like give it a try at least.
Yeah.
Like another show that we talked about in our main program, it was like that rock. It was like that hardcore rock show. We were watching it at the same time we were watching Violet Evergarden, and we kind of stopped watching it because it wasn't our type of show. They get the makeup on like Kiss and everything. I don't know, guys, if you guys remember
Black
those back.
metal.
Yeah, the Black Metal.
I remember
Yeah.
that one.
That one actually is an 8 as well. But I'd like to look at how many users it was on there again, because I'm curious if it was a low user count but high because that was like their niche. But like a lot of shows that we've watched before have been like 8 and above, like Ghibli movies, Violet Evergarden, Free Ren.
Good
So
stuff.
yeah. Usually if it's like an 8, you won't go bad. So, but anyways, this is a show that I started before it came out the summer season of 2025, so it's relatively new. I don't know if there's anything else I want to share about that as an introduction.
It's only one season, right? And there's not like a greenlit for a second one.
Yeah, we don't know if there's going to be greenlit for a second one. It looks like there is material, I would say, for a second season, because it ends on a cliffhanger. There's a bunch, well, not, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, but there's still a lot of stuff that you're waiting for to happen. Like, but we'll discuss it more. But like, they were preparing for like a ballroom dance, and
Yeah.
we still haven't reached that part yet. So there's definitely stuff for a second season, but we're just going to discuss the first season because obviously we don't have second season. So I guess just to start off, we'll kind of stick with the similar prompts that we've been doing. And if there's a little extra time and if you guys have anything else you want to mention that's outside the prompts, then we can go for that as well. But I guess the first thing, just did you guys have fun watching it?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
actually. Oh, sorry, good.
Now you go ahead, Mako. I want to hear your thoughts first.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I wasn't really sure what to expect because we've seen a few shows. Like the premise is that, it's a kind of fantasy setting, and there's 7 great mages who are like the best in the world. that kind of thing. And it focuses on one called the Silent Witch. And it turns out she's called the Silent Witch because she figured out how to cast spells, make magic without having to speak, which is unheard of. It's never been done before. So everyone thinks that she's crazy powerful, and she is. Like the whole beginning, the first episode shows her like wiping out this big group of dragons. But it turns out the reason she figured out how to use magic without speaking is because she's really shy and like very timid, just straight up agoraphobe, terrified of being around other people. So I mean, it's that kind of story that I feel like we've seen before. Shy character tries to break out of their shell, and that's the main focus of the story. Some of you might have watched Comey Can't Communicate on Netflix.
I read it all. I didn't watch it all.
Oh, well, yeah. So I mean, going into it, I was like, okay. I mean, I've been here before. I've seen this kind of story before, so let's see what they do with it. It was actually interesting. Like, just to get out of the way, my thought is that it's pretty decent. Not like amazing, but pretty decent. But like, there were scenes where I was legit laughed out loud. Like in the final episode, there's a scene where she doesn't know how to fly, so she tells a friend, use, wind magic to launch me into the air. And her friend says, okay, I'll do it just safe enough for the human body. And she goes, what? She gets launched and you just see her flying into the air screaming. And they cut to one of her friends who goes, oh man, I wish I could have seen her. And they show a little arrow following her in the background as she's screaming, flying past. And then when her teacher first recommended her to take the exam to see if she's good enough to be considered one of the seven sages because it's a position, she goes like, no, and like wraps herself up in a curtain. So they take the curtains down with her in it, wrapped up, and just carry her to the center and dump her there. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, like there's legitimately funny parts. But it also, like the first half of it, or even maybe three quarters of it, it feels a little bit like a detective show because, um, again, just to give context, she's hired to protect the second prince. So it's the
Yeah.
second guy in line for the throne. And a few of the episodes, it's about her doing detective work and figuring out how such and such thing happened. Usually she figures it out through math because she's also a math genius, which helped her figure out how to use magic without speaking. So it gets interesting. Just it's a little bit like Sherlock, just using this weird knowledge base that she has to figure out a mystery. So, and you would think that would get kind of jarring with it going back and forth between being serious and being comedic, but it's able to manage it, honestly. Kind of like we watched Delicious in Dungeon a few weeks ago. That's a show that's perfect at balancing comedy and drama. So yeah, just to sum it up, yeah, I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
Yeah, I'd say I enjoyed it. I kind of feel like I enjoyed the first half of it a bit more because I think I like the like Mako said the detective parts and kind of the
Yeah.
mystery parts behind that. I got a little bit annoyed when they kept like focusing on the school drama, and
Oh,
I like Monica at first, but then I don't know. Towards the end, I got kind of annoyed with her. Like she's always crying and bawling. I'm like, girl, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like I felt like she didn't really stand up to herself on her own. She felt like she was always being saved by another friend or another. Well, except for like combat, of course, but like when it comes to like school stuff and bullying, like it feels like other people are coming to her aid and like standing up for her rather than her standing for herself as much.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. And like, no, I'll revisit it again, but yeah, overall, I had a fun time with it. I kind of wish it leaned more into like the I got really into it whenever like the magic stuff happened, where there's like a big reveal where like I'm the assassin, I'm gonna kill Keen and just like find a way to save him. I think I enjoyed
Yeah.
those parts and had a lot of fun with that.
And she has to get like creative because she doesn't want to reveal like none of these classmates she's in. Sorry, the prince is in school, so she applies to this school and becomes a student. Um, yeah, so a big part of it is her trying to hide that she's one of the most powerful people in the world, probably. So
Oh,
there's a lot of it's
well,
like, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, well, she didn't really apply for the school. She kind of got forced into the school.
Oh, well, yeah, she
True,
gets
yeah.
bullied into doing it. But I mean, that kind of goes back to Lemon's point that, yeah, she's not a character that really stands on her own. I would agree with that. She's likable and she's cute, but yeah, no, it's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will say, and I'll agree with that. Even I was getting just a little bit tired, like on episode 11 or 12 or something. And it made sense when it was her older friend Bernie because he knew who she was. Well, I
Yeah.
was a lot more anxiety for that because he could definitely blow her cover.
Yeah, and that was a sore spot too. He was her first friend and then he turned on her.
Yeah, and and the show does try to do a good job of showing why she is that way. She was abused by her family after her dad. I don't think he died, honesty, but they assume he's dead, and we have no idea about her mother, and um, and then it's just like she saw all her dad's stuff get destroyed. She has no parents. Her
I
uncle is
mean,
abusive.
oh, sorry.
Um,
yeah,
and
that's
it's
another thing too. Like that
Mhm.
came out of nowhere. It's like all of a sudden, like her dad was like discovered mathematics and like he was burned as a witch. It was like, dang, this like got dark real fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like we don't have the information. It's like, was the last 10 years all these things are a lot more accepted now, or
Yeah.
it sounds like it was only for maybe elites or something like that, or did he just not go against someone, but someone in power framed him and said that he was doing stuff that's illegal or something like that.
Well, like
Dark magic.
sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's probably something they'll address if they do a second season. Because yeah, you're right. They do these little flashbacks to it looks like her dad being burned at the stake and all of his books being burned with him. And people saying, "Oh, he's a devil worshiper using black magic." And it's like all we know is that she said, "Well, no, he used math to figure out the human body and how to help people, and he cured a lot of diseases." And then suddenly, hey, he's a heretic, kill him. It's like, what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, we just don't know. Anyways, Lemon, were you? It sounded like you were just going to say something else.
Yeah.
I think I finished your thought.
Oh no, no, you're good.
Yeah. But yeah, I think going back to the original question and prompt, having fun with it. I think I had more fun with it because um, I don't really usually watch these type of animes where it's kind of like more like school drama and like kind of I don't know, kind of cutesy a little bit, but it kind of made me like nostalgic because when we used to live together, like we used to watch all this type of animes together. So I had more fun feeling nostalgic for watching these type of animes, I guess. So
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Now, that's actually why I kind of wanted to show this show to you guys, um, because I didn't know if it was like your guys' preferred cup of tea. Um, and when I get like I said, like I was watching it before, I only got to episode 9. And so like all the stuff that happened later on, it was still coming out, but then I just never kept up with it, and so
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff, the information later on was new for me, and it was like, oh, this is actually really fun, up to at least up to episode 9. So I kind of want to keep watching it, and I I'm a little sad, and there's highlights of it. Um, that the music wasn't as a focus until she was like doing magic, or if it was like a silly part. Because
Yeah.
I had the soundtrack, and a good amount of it is actually like good music. Um, I made
Yeah.
like a playlist that's at least 30 minutes long of like kind of more fun, relaxing music from the show, but it's not all showcased. Um, but the song in the first episode near the end when she's wiping out all the tarot dragons or whatever they're called, I was like, okay, I gotta watch this show. I was like, this is such a good song.
Yeah, of course it's some music. I got you into it.
Yeah, that's usually like that's a defining factor for me.
Yeah.
If it's a good show or not, or a top show for me, like, it has to have good music too. Either if it's just like the opening, ending during the show or anything like that. But
Yeah. Well, that's a good
really,
thing.
oh
Sorry.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead. Ed.
Well, I was gonna say that's a good draw too, because I mean, like one of the things I liked about Free Run was how good the music was.
Hmm. No, it's definitely something that can pull you in. Sadly, you can't really find the music outside of official channels, like in playlists or anything like that, because they don't like them up unless it's changed by fan made type versions. But really quick, I wanted to go back what you were saying, Lemon. That is probably my worst. Uh, Actually, that's not the right wording. I guess least favorite things about shows that are geared like the cast is younger, like the high school age or younger, is that drama.
Oh yeah.
And I think that part it's working towards her like emotional growth, and that's why they're doing it. But man, it does drag on. Um, like those stupid girls are bullying, but
Yeah.
uh, let me guess. I guess this kind of ties on with how good was it critically. Um, I I I want to I will continue with that prompt, but I want to share one point with that type of drama stuff. It was interesting because it created a bunch of political issues that if you thought about it, it was like, oh dang, like this is gonna suck for that whole area. Like when they do the eye drop scene and she essentially gets
Yeah.
poisoned, like those girls, their families and all the people that are under them aren't going to be protected now when dragons attacked, and they're essentially doomed part of their population because of their selfishness and pride.
Yeah.
And there's another scene as well. Casey, oh man, that was a hard scene for
That
me.
did that did upset me.
uh, but she explains like, yeah, we have no troops, so my brothers were doing the job, and they show him getting completely destroyed. Like, oh yeah, my brother got burned, and his metal armor was stuck to his flesh. We had to bury him that way, and the brother had no limbs, that type of stuff. And so it's like, oh, well, that makes sense why he's mad. And I actually am hypothesizing that the neighboring country did it on purpose. They didn't release the dragons, but they saw an opportunity. And it was like, oh, we'll be kind to this count and their area, and we'll create an ally inside that kingdom. But and
Yeah.
so there is some parts to the drama, but man, it does feel like high school drama, which is stupid.
Yeah. Oh no, like I would agree. Just the whole bullies thing was a little bit annoying, but it did get more interesting when they pointed out a lot of these kids are the children of major political leaders. So yeah, if they screw up at school, that could end up having bigger repercussions.
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, sorry, just to explain it a little bit more to readers. These bullies pull a prank on the main girl by putting some eye drops in her tea. So, not knowing that eye drops are really toxic in high amounts.
Yeah, they're
So,
used for eye surgeries.
yeah, those kind of drops. So, she almost dies. And her best friend, who's one of my favorite characters, she's super funny. But she's the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country. So she comes in while those two girls are being interrogated and says something, well, basically threatens them, says, like, if anything like this happens again, I'll tell my dad about it. And it might just be that he'll take his troops away from your border, the only troops that are protecting you from the dragons. And then you'll just be screwed, I guess. So
Mhm.
not in a sort of whiny princess way, but in a sort of like, if you're gonna create bad blood between our families, there's gonna be repercussions. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh shoot. If he and I mean, I don't know if you guys are ready to segue into the other prompt, like what you would change.
Well, did Lemon have anything about like how good critically or like something that you didn't
Oh,
notice,
right.
like the politics?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of jarring a little bit how they kind of switched from like the politics to like high school drama. Like I didn't really feel. I felt like it was two shows meshed together almost.
Oh, so
But
there was kind of tone deaf for you.
yeah, a little bit. Another thing I want to mention too, the prince. I don't know why, but he kind of annoyed me a little bit too. I feel like he.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not the
Like,
target demographic. I felt like I don't know. It's just this dude. I'm like, there's no way this guy's real. Like,
oh, like he's Mr. Perfect.
yeah, he's like Mr. Perfect, and also like I feel like I'm not the target demographic for this character. I guess like this graphic's made for like they made this guy specifically for like little girls, I guess, or teenage girls to like fawn over. So it's like
It
I
it
guess I didn't
was
really vibe with him that much.
it was super funny though in like what was it, like the second episode where she goes into the garden and he's like talking to her and like the music changes to be like the handsome man talking like the K-drama type thing. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Everyone stop. A handsome man is speaking.
Yeah. No, that's a good point though, Lemon. Thanks.
Yeah, I find it funny how he just falls over like head over heels over like Monica and like is super like nice and obsessed with her and like someone. It reminds me of like this is like Twilight for like or not no it's, how do I say it? You know how Dispatch people are describing Dispatch the video game is like Twilight for men. Kind of like how these characters are like super like crazy. Like why would they be interested in the main character? You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's my last point to bring up about the show. Though.
Okay. Very good. For a second, I thought you were talking about like the Twilight Zone. And I was like, how's that related? No, you're talking about the vampire Twilight. But um, what
Like
was
from
it?
them.
Yeah, no. Oh gosh. Oh well. Um, so you want to kind of go to the prompt of changing or doing better, what you could have done better? Is that what you're
Uh,
thinking, Mason?
yeah. Just because that's where it felt like the conversation was kind of leading us. Because Lemon's already pointed out like a lot of stuff that they could have improved on, and I agree. Like I did mention the first half of the show, it's more kind of detective stories, and those are interesting. And I think, yeah, they should have kept those up instead of sidling into the teenage drama. And as far as the character goes, yeah, but I'm fine with her friends kind of sticking up for her and guiding her because I feel like it's her learning to that it's okay to be around other people. But then on the other hand, it's like her apologizing for stuff that wasn't her fault, that obviously was not her fault, and saying she's such a burden to everyone. It's like, no, you're being. It's one of those characters. It's like nice to the point of being a bit much, like Mrs. Perfect, which I guess is why she's with Mr. Perfect.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't know. She would.
Yeah. Like the prince actually was so perfect I was expecting him to turn out to be a bad guy. Like I was
Yeah.
waiting for that because it was like Casey all over again. Casey was this other character, one of her best friends that she makes at the school who turns out to be like a traitor and an assassin and says, "Oh, I always hated you." And I'm like, "What? Where's this coming from?" Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing I didn't care for. So I guess
Yeah.
yeah, just showing. Oh, sorry, good.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm disagreeing with you.
I guess like yeah, having more of a focus on the spy stuff, maybe a little less of a focus on teenage drama, at least stuff that isn't really plot relevant. And maybe just having Monica like, do a few things on her own and show that she is capable of standing up for herself better at the end. Like at least to the point she's not apologizing for things that aren't her fault. I think those would have improved it.
Okay.
Side
Uh.
character. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, no, no. If you're gonna talk about side characters, that's fine.
Yeah, I did actually like a lot of the side characters. Like I said, her friend Isabel, the one who threatened those other girls after they poisoned her, she's I like her a lot because to keep up their cover, she's pretending to be like the cruel, the ugly stepsister, the mean stepsister. So she and her maid bring in all of their chipped glassware, anything they can afford to get rid of, and she'll like smash it on the ground and start screaming at Monaco when they're in their room, just so people think they hate each other. But it's so funny. Their maid just randomly pulls out a dish out of nowhere. Next scene is the hallway crash. Oh, you useless cow! And like, and yeah, she has these two familiars. A cat that can turn into a guy and a bird that can turn into a girl.
But Lewis is familiar, but she's always there.
Yeah, like they're both really funny. Like one
Oh
of
my
them's
gosh, I
really.
forgot. Or actually, you finish your thought. I'll tell it later.
Oh yeah. Well, like the cat is actually her familiar, and he's really goofy and likes to mess with her. The bird is like another one of the mages
She's the heir,
familiar.
but yeah, familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's really deadpan, so they bounce off each other pretty well. So them, I enjoyed them and the way they interacted with her. So that's one thing I didn't think actually needed to be changed. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Mako, I'm glad you mentioned. I almost forgot about this guy, the dude, the other like one of the seven mages, the one with the bird familiar. Um, I thought I don't know. I kind of wish they changed the character design a little bit because
Oh
this
yeah,
dude, this dude is like he has a wife and he has a kid on the way, but he looks like a teenager. And I'm like, what the heck?
and he has like long hair and it's done up in a braid. Yeah,
Yeah, I almost feel like the show had too many characters. Like, there's so many characters they all kind of blend together and kind of forget about them. And I think maybe if they got rid of a few more characters and actually gave more time to like the ones that mattered, that may have been better as well. But
yeah.
yeah, and also some of the character designs were kind of weird. Like the mathematician dude, or not mathematician, the guy in the treasury. Like I don't know what he's doing with his hair, but like I
Oh,
don't know. I guess you
Cyril?
have to just yeah, that guy. I liked him as a character, but like his design was really great. He's supposed to be like a higher up, like senior or something like that, but he looks no, he looks just as young as everybody else and stuff. And yeah, it's
Oh,
interesting there. But
oh, do you mean like the shorter guy that's in on the student council?
now the blue haired guy that
Oh, blue hair guy. Okay, okay, okay.
the
Yeah.
one that does like ice stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wish they did a little bit more with him. Um, and I think they will, because And I'm glad you guys are bringing this up because I didn't really think about it, but I noticed it as well. Um, that this show seems to be a little more geared like to a more feminine type audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
there's romance to it and there's good looking guys and everything. Um,
Princes, no less.
yeah, exactly. And it looks like there's going to be a love triangle with Cyril, Monica, and the prince. And so I don't know how
Oh,
that's going to happen. But yeah, Lewis, he's taller than everyone, but since he's not there that often, like you don't know that. And so when you his main things that stick out is his monocle and his long hair. You know, you kind of forget, oh yeah, this dude's probably like almost 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I actually watched the show with my mom.
Oh,
Um
really?
and she's like, that's not a guy.
That's not a guy. I kind
That
of
was
thought the
pretty
same
funny.
thing.
yeah.
Um and there's some similar comments to what you guys were saying that she kind of brought up as well. But it was kind of fun seeing it. Because she's not really experienced with this type of shows. Yeah, like she knows Studio Ghibli, and I've shown her a couple things like Usagi Drop. I think we talked about Usagi Drop. She's seen that.
Oh,
But anyways,
yeah.
um, so yeah, a couple things about the side characters, but I actually want to. Okay, I'll talk to the side characters first, and then I want to say something else about what you said, Mako. Um, it feels like they get a highlight for a certain character, like Claudia, like the dark-haired girl. Like she was there for a little bit, um, and then there's like a little bit with the other student council guy that plays chess, and then they kind of just not disappear, but then they're not relevant anymore. Um, which does help a little bit with that one problem that you're talking about, that there's too many characters. Um, and that probably doesn't help with like forgetting about them. So that would be something to definitely fix. You know, something that um they can work on. I don't know how it is later on in the story, so maybe they do get more spotlight, and then it's a lot easier to remember them. Um, but yeah, you know, like there's seven powerful mages, and we only know three of them now. And I thought there was another witch, the Thorn Witch. I swear they said Thorn Witch, but
Oh,
then the
yeah.
Starseer. Hmm?
Yeah, like they mention the Thorn Witch, but they don't show her.
But then the Starseer Witch is like, it's only you and me that are females in the seven sages. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
but there's a Thorn Witch. Like,
Maybe she retired.
yeah, who knows? Who knows? Um, but a lot of them, I will say, they do their job well for the place that they're at. Um, but I guess when they're not relevant to the story, they're just not gonna be there. So, but one thing I do kind of refute, um, maybe I have a soft spot for this show when I shouldn't. Well, trying to remember what he said. It was about Monica. Oh, it was her forgiving, like saying I'm sorry and everything. Um, and that kind of ties back with her upbringing, and you know, it just seemed like everything was her fault while she was a child. You know, it's
Um,
like, um, again, they don't go explain to it, and when I wish they would, I wish they would, because you know, maybe she is. is she feeling blamed for all her father's stuff getting destroyed? Like she didn't save it, because she was trying to memorize all his numbers so she could keep his stuff, which is why it was super emotional when she found her father's book at that store at the end.
I did like that part. That was really nice.
And it's just she's just used to being the blame. It's just easier to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. It's my fault. Um, but it has been a couple years since she's been the Silent Witch as well, and so I think to a degree, it feels like it just happened like a, a year ago, and so she's still acting like that. But you know, who
Yeah.
knows? The trauma could have been lasting longer than we expected or something. I don't know.
Well,
Can't really say.
and that's a fair point. Um, so you're saying it's kind of like in character for her to apologize a lot
Yeah,
and to blame
because
herself for things.
in that one scene we see her uncle throw the beer bottle at her and saying, "It's your fault. It's your father's fault, my brother's fault that my reputation's failed and the family's down dumps now because of him and
Yeah.
your father."
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah. But I don't know why she got bullied at her last school. Yeah, she's timid, but who the frick feeds a child of spider? Like, stupid.
Oh, yeah, like yeah. Maybe the bullies were a bit much, but
Yeah, that kind of goes on with what you guys are saying. Some parts are a bit too dramatized, and
yeah.
um, definitely not that like be strong male type show. So, but
Well,
uh, oh, go on.
I kind of want to amend something I said earlier. I
Mhm.
talked about like the tone and how it changes. How there's comedy and there's drama. Um, I just kind of want to explain my thought on that a little bit. Like from episode to episode, it does that well, but I would agree that yeah, it does kind of suddenly drop all the detective stuff to focus on the drama stuff, and like maybe if the show was more focused on one or the other, it would have seemed more tight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No,
So,
no.
and like as far as the characters go, like I said, I don't mind her friends standing up for her a lot because like, a big part of the story is her having to learn that it's okay to trust other people again.
But you want to see that growth happen more.
Yeah, and like we Lemon, we were talking about maybe there's too many characters. Would you guys say that too many of the part of the problem is that too many of the characters show up just to defend Monica and then kind of fade into the background until the next time she needs them?
Some of them, not all of them. Um, like the chess guy, he didn't really care for her. He hasn't really defended her. He was doing his job, protecting his school, getting the guards. Um, but the other characters, yeah, she's definitely doted on.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. I think from my perspective, when I said too many characters, I think I think for on more of like a visual lens or story lens, it's like easy to forget about them all because I feel like this is a problem with a lot of animes. So I can't really say against this show, but a lot of the characters kind of look similar, and it's hard to like differentiate what they
Oh.
look like sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the Dunkirk effect is what I call it.
yeah.
I do like one of the side characters that showed up very briefly. I did like was Claudia because I feel like she brought something interesting because she was like she almost seemed like she's going to be another one of those like school snotty bullies, but she also kind of like helps out too. So kind of like she seemed more interesting in that way, where she's like, I can't really tell if this character's friend or foe. She's kind of somewhere in the middle, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
wish
like
it was like
she's
a little more of that. Yeah.
and it's just kind of weird because like Monica straight up asks her, you know, do you hate me? And she says, no, I don't hate you, but I don't like you either. And turns out she's jealous because she thinks Monica's caught the eye of her fiance or something like that.
That's really funny when her fiance first talks to her. She's like, "Hi." It's like, okay, what a shift, you little. Okay, whatever.
I think she also is the only character that had black hair in the whole series too. I think all of them were like brown or blonde. I think
Yeah.
maybe
Is
there's a couple other ones, but
made, but yeah, not a main character. No.
not true. Yeah. There's a cat character. Yeah,
Oh
I did
yeah,
like the
Nero.
cat character. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like the scenes where she uses math because I've always been bad at math, so I really admire people that are good at it. And just her, like, she falls down the stairs or, gets shoved down the stairs, and she's like, at this at this angle, the steps are going to hurt me a lot, but if I soften the gradient and then da 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 da, and she figures out how to use magic to make herself slide down the stairs, and she's screaming. She didn't mean to do that, but she doesn't get hurt. So, and like her changing other people's magic formulas using math, like, oh, that's pretty cool, I thought.
Oh, it was so cool when she wrecked that money laundering teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool moment. That was like, ooh, yeah, you go girl, go get him.
Okay,
Go get
Also, the
uh,
dragon, the dragon like shapeshifter. That came out of nowhere, and I was like, I want to see more of this type of stuff.
Oh, yeah, she
I know.
nailed him right in the forehead.
Good. Yeah, no, I'm super glad that you guys enjoyed especially the magic scenes. That those are definitely some of my favorites as well. But let's finish up roughly there. Um, I guess one last question for you guys is how'd you guys like the pig song?
The what?
The pig
Oh, yeah.
song.
Pig song.
So,
Yeah.
the big song. The what? uh, yeah. Uh, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute. That's what she uses to like calm herself down.
Okay. Okay.
Did I forget
And then,
about that? When did that happen?
It's in the first episode, and technically it's in the episode when she, well, I guess it's mentioned three times now, but when she fights the teacher and she does mind manipulation and he gets like surrounded by all the pigs.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
like
I
I
haven't done
like
that
that.
yet.
He
Yeah.
ends up in like a mini coma. And he's just dreaming he's surrounded by these little cutesy cartoon pigs.
They're everywhere. But that's good. Okay. I appreciate you guys' thoughts. Because I definitely watch a show differently than you guys do. Um, I'm not saying you guys aren't emotional, but I'm an emotional watcher. If you as you two probably know, the audience
Yeah.
doesn't because they haven't seen me cry at every other movie. Um, but I knew you guys' tastes were different, not bad, but different, and so it was good to see different viewpoints. Personally, I'm hoping for a second season. I don't know about you two, um,
Yeah, like I'd
but
be willing to. Oh, sorry, good.
oh, I was just gonna say we just don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd be willing to watch a second season. Like I said, I thought it was not great, but still pretty decent. Like, fun little waste of time and one that I'd be willing to watch again.
How about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd say I'm glad I watched it, and it definitely like was nostalgic. I don't think. Well, yeah, I'd watch the second season when it comes out, like to see what happens and see if they actually the prince and Monica get together. But I don't know the way things are going. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But who knows? Things happen.
Yeah.
Are you guys rooting for the prince though, or are you guys rooting for Cyril? Jacob
Oh, sorry.
Edward.
I think the prince, actually. I know we talk about him being Mr. Perfect, but just the fact that he was there when she discovered her father's book, I feel like they got more of a thing going on.
More vibe.
And he's part of her fan club.
Oh yeah, that too.
Okay, cool.
Watch, there's probably gonna be some drama when it's revealed to him. He's gonna be mad at her for a bit, like how, I don't know. It's like, you lied to me this whole time. How dare you? I hate you now, type of thing.
Yeah.
I think since he's Mr. Perfect, he'll take it in stride.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he will become evil sooner or later. Not maybe not to the degree of murder, but an underlining goal, because we have no idea what's happening with him. But
Yeah.
all right, I'll end there. Um, so everyone can go to bed, no matter what time you're listening to this. Sleep anyways. But thanks for joining, my co-hosts and those listening. And well, actually, Lemon, did you have another? Because I think it's your turn. Was there a movie or a show that you're thinking for us to watch?
Yep, I got a handful that I want to throw out there as options.
Okay.
Did you want to go over it now, or?
I thought you were talking about it before, but if you want to keep it as a surprise, that's okay as well.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it as a surprise.
All right, sounds good. All right, toodaloo.
Night, toodles. Have a good night.
Doodles.